Ale, Santi Gimenez rejecting the Premier League, a decision you think he'll come to regret?
Well, maybe he's betting on himself and that he's going to continue to score goals for Feyenoord and that better opportunities will present themselves. If you're playing for Nottingham Forest, you know that there aren't going to be many opportunities for you to score goals. There aren't going to be many chances in front of goal and inside the 18-yard box because it's a team that struggles to create many opportunities. And guess what you need to do if you're playing for Nottingham Forest? You got to hold the ball up. You got to play with your back to goal. And from watching Santi Gimenez in this Copa America this summer, for all the good things that he has done in Feyenoord, this guy cannot play with his back to goal. The ball bounces away from him, off of his chest, off his knee, doesn't play well with his back to goal, and the hold-up play is not quite there. So in terms of this situation specifically for Santi Gimenez, it doesn't suit his assets. It doesn't suit what he does well. It doesn't suit him as a player. Now, rejecting the Premier League is one thing. I just think, quite frankly, there aren't enough opportunities and chances to score goals with Nottingham Forest, and he cannot give this team hold-up play because it's not what he does best. It's something that he has to work on. So, honestly, maybe that's not the reason as to why he's rejecting the move, but maybe less is more. Maybe the fact that he's rejecting this move is the best thing for his career.
Yeah. So, I mean, on the surface, it's a little bit worrying because if you follow Mexican soccer, you know it's not every day that a Mexican player, certainly a Mexican striker, gets linked with a move like this, right? 30 million pounds, 35 million euros, as you're seeing there on the screen. That's a lot of money. The last time it happened was Raul Jimenez, who was kind of on the border of a move like this when he was at Wolves, and we know one injury kind of changed the course of his career. So you see a player with a chance to make the move, and there's some part of me that says, boy, you ought to take it. The Premier League is the best league in the world. On top of that, this idea, Ale, that they're waiting for a winter move. We know the winter market is totally different, usually fewer options. Maybe some of those options are a little bit more desperate, but is that really where you want to be making a move mid-season to a desperate club? So my first thought here was, is he good enough to be turning down the Premier League? Like, this seems like a club that really wanted him. But then when you really think about it, Ale, Feyenoord's super motivated to sell him. I think they got half his ticket. I think they split it with Cruz Azul for like 4 or 5 million. So this would be a huge business for Feyenoord. Nottingham Forest obviously wants the player, right? They came in with multiple offers. Apparently the coach called the player, the owner's calling the player, everybody's in. And we know that Santi wants a move. We know that he's been talking about getting out of Feyenoord. So if you pull all that together and then you tell me he rejected it, I know it's not for money. We know he would have had a massive salary raise had he made this move. This can only, Ale, be down to footballing reasons. And when you think that Santiago Gimenez, one, has a father who has been through this before, maybe not at this level, but knows that a bad move can have a very negative impact on a career. And also, I think this is crucial. You know, a lot of times players make moves because they need the finances. They need the money. The money is important. Santiago Gimenez maybe has a little bit different background. He doesn't have to make the big money move to support his family right now. That part of his life is fine. He can really, truly do what's best for him. And if he's looking at Nottingham Forest and seeing all that you just said, Ale, that this is not the best for me, it is a bet on himself. It's a big bet on himself, though, because you're turning down a real, legit Premier League team that wants you for a guy who, and you know I love me some Santiago Gimenez. Just like you, Ale, I watched him struggle in Copa America. And before that, we know that the last 2 or 3 months of last season at Feyenoord didn't go all that well. So if he has another cold streak, I mean, is it out of the realm of possibility to think that this might be the best shot right now and he may have passed up on something that he'll never get back?
Yeah, but honestly, players don't think that way. If you're Santi Gimenez and you are betting on yourself, you're betting on yourself because you think you're getting better. You think that things are only going to get better for you and you're going to continue to grow as a player. You're going to continue to mature and you're going to continue to score goals and that's not going to dry up, and that you're very much on the path that you need to be, and you want to be in a position in which you make a decision based upon what your needs are and not based upon the fact that it's the Premier League and I must take this opportunity in front of me. I suppose that I understand what you're saying, but a player thinks that he has all the answers in terms of, I'm going to get better, I'm going to score goals. That's never going to go away. And that's part of the confidence that gets you to that sort of level. I can see why he would be making this decision based on those footballing reasons. If indeed that's the case, if indeed it's a conversation with Chaco Jimenez and say, Papito, mira, listen to me. Listen to me. You got to hold up the ball. You got to play with your back to goal. You got to be able to provide that and bring that to your game, because it's going to help you not only at club level, but certainly at the international level. And if indeed you want to make a move to the Premier League, it's going to be part of what you need to do. Because if indeed you're going to play for teams like Nottingham Forest or teams that are mid-table and below, part of what they have to do in order to survive, in order to stay up, is holding the ball up in the attacking half and drawing fouls and being able to score the ugly goals. If you bring that to your game, it makes you a more complete player, and you're going to be able to make the decision that you want to make in the future. If that's a conversation that's going on, then I fully understand. If there are other reasons behind this, then maybe we can question it.
You know what else we don't know, Ale? We don't know what other clubs are sniffing around. I don't know. In the last few days, Bayer Leverkusen has been kind of linked to him. And if you're thinking, oh, between Nottingham Forest and staying in the Eredivisie, that's one thing. If you're thinking Nottingham Forest or a Bayer Leverkusen, that's a totally different conversation. You could see why the move to the Premier League suddenly not so attractive. By the way, he does have Champions League football right now with Feyenoord. He wouldn't have it with Nottingham Forest. And by the way, they're going to play Bayer Leverkusen in that Champions League. Perfect showcase moment there for Santiago Gimenez.